Hi friends, hope you're doing swell. Hello friends, I hope you're doing swell and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Alexis. I would love it if you stuck around, especially because in this season of life, I am posting every day. But today for our build challenge, we are going to be doing a starter home. So I'm over in one of the base game worlds. We just bulldozed a lot. We have 18,000 simoleons. So let's see if we can build a cute looking house for today. Alrighty, so the twist with this is that I'm going to be using every pack. We're just not going to be using base game, but I do have a couple of videos coming up where I'm going to be doing no move objects and also like a base game build. But for today, since we have quite a bit of packs, I just think it'll be a little bit more fun to see what's like the cheapest and we can still make like a decent looking house. So I'm over here on Daisy Hovel. I did create a sim. Let me actually go ahead and get her because that's going to be a little bit easier for us to just make sure we have enough money. So she has 18,000. This is her. I legit just randomized her. Her name is Kristen. Let's go ahead and go into play to live mode so we can see. I just randomized her traits and everything like that. It was nothing fancy. She's currently terrified of the thunderstorm, but in case you want to know a little bit more about Kristen, she has a successful lineage, aspiration. She has no skills, no relationships, no career because she's a randomized sim and Kaz. But she's romantic, loyal, a genius, and domestic. So she's gonna have a cozy little home, I do reckon. And it is cold and rainy over here, but I think it might be best for us to. I wanted to just like build over here, but it's just so rainy, but maybe we can kind of embrace that raininess for today. So I want to use just the starter budget, and I don't know how I want this house to look. I don't have any inspiration pictures. I just really wanted to build something kind of cute and simple. I'm looking at the other houses kind of around the neighborhood, and they seem pretty like shotgun, and then they have like a little bump out, maybe like an addition later on. So maybe we can do something a little bit similar. So let me go ahead and go into like an aerial view, and maybe we can do something like this. That's about 3,000, which isn't too bad. I might actually go in and take a little bit of this from indoors as well, just so we have some kind of like movement to the house. It's not just so boxy. I think I like that. Let me go ahead and turn my move objects, my move objects on. And let's think about like a little roof situation. We can bring this out just a hair and maybe bring this back a few. So it doesn't have to be entirely like too big because it's just like a single sim. So I'm thinking also, let me look at the roofs. I want to do something a little bit similar so we can bring this down and around, shoot it all the way back, and then bring that like this, and then take another little piece and have a little roof over. And I'm so glad the roofing and trims and all that stuff don't cost anything because that's going to be really helpful for our budget. Now maybe we can use, a lot of these houses have like that brown. I kind of love that navy blue that's next door, so maybe we can try to do something a little bit similar. That's a little bit lighter than what I was intending. Maybe we can do something like this instead. And for a roof pattern, I just love that one. I think it's the best. So for doors, now based on my previous experience, the cheapest ones seem to be Seasons. Those are about $50 for a really pretty like double door. So we might have to use that again because I think that might be the cheapest pack for doors. Ooh, this one from Jungle Adventure. Also this one from Base Game. That's pretty decent. So what if we use like a cute little blue one from Lovestruck? Yeah, because these go pack up to like $400. So maybe we do something like that. And I am going to bring everything on like a little bit of a smaller wall height just so it's... I just enjoy small wall height. So let me look. Usually these places have like their doors like on one side and then they have some type of little bump out. And I'm wondering if we create like a little bump out because I typically don't do that. But this is maybe the opportunity for us to try something a little bit new. And then we can go ahead and maybe put one of these little roofing pieces on here as well. It looks a little wonky, but I think it might be nice because we could do something like this. Maybe bring this down again and bring it over. Maybe down one more. Maybe down one more. Yeah, something like that. And could we just, I was thinking, could we just like, is that gonna look really ugly? It might not. It does. Okay, hold on. And then we can copy. Okay, it won't let me copy the trim. That's okay. And then instead for right there, I know I'm really ahead of myself right now, but I've really been enjoying these. So maybe we can do also just one of these, and it's only 30 bucks. I think we can make that work. Then perhaps we do like a green door because I love green. Love Struck, I don't know if their windows are cheap, so let's just go down since that door was pretty cheap. I'm wondering, yeah, 35, 25. Okay, hold on. Seasons, also 30, which kind of doesn't fit the vibe anymore of this place. I think Cottage Living has cheap windows. They're just not big enough. Snow Escape. Oh yeah, I think we'll be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and just go by dark brown so we can kind of see the look and the feel, the vibes, all that good stuff that we want for this rainy little house. So let's see. We have these. These are only 20 because those could work. And then we have these. I'm trying to see. For the bump out, they've been using just those little base game doors. And if we wanted to match with the neighborhood, maybe we should do something a little bit similar. Extended vertical window. Those are nice. And these are 30. What if we do like one? I'm just kind of going through to see like which one might work the best. I even kind of like these from Snow Escape. They're 40, but they're not. And I know we're doing a lot of like decorating and stuff, but I do want the house to look like decent on the outside. We could go with that. Not too crazy once I actually put it down. Oh, I think these little simple ones, these are 35. So what if we do like, and then I can come in and kind of alt place them so they're a little bit closer to the sides. Just because I think I want to also put some flower boxes. My priorities are not straight right now, as you can tell, because got about 14. We can make the house smaller though. That's the beauty and that's the joy. We can make the house much smaller if we need to. But I want to bring in some of this green. These are 60. Is it worth it? I think so. And then we'll just like drag this all the way around. And then we do need an outdoor light just because it is very dark over here. This is 55, 70. I think that might be our best bet because that's 40. I don't think I'm too keen about that. So we can just put like one right there. Cute. Okay, now let's figure out the wallpaper situation for the exterior. Now I've been really liking doing like brick on one side and then like paneling on another. So I think I'm gonna also do that for over here. So maybe we can use, this is 2. What if we use some of this brick from Businesses and Hobbies? And then we can go over here to like the siding. I do love this one from Growing Together. And I've been using that light green a lot. So maybe we should do maybe something else. What if we do like this, like deeper green? And it does have like a little fake column on it. So then we don't have to buy any. And then we can copy this brick again. Just add that over to the side. Cute. Oh, I like that. Okay, but now we have to think about windows. So these are Octopane, I believe. Yeah, they're base game. So I'm gonna go over to dark brown and then let's go to base game. I want to find some that are vertical like that. Mega window budget delight. What if we do like one right here? Well, that's 85. Let me see. Hold on, we might have some a little bit cheaper. And they're not that expensive. They're 35. So we can do like one right there. Maybe we can do like 2 over on this side. Maybe we can do like a few over on this side, depending on the layout, of course. We'll probably have to go in and tweak that a little bit. And then if we do 3 back here. Those are not even though. So let me scooch this stuff over. I think that might be a little bit more even. We can bring this in some. Yeah, I think I like that. And then I might also bring this in just a hair since we moved it in the back. And it can be tight. It's fine. Do something like that. And then let's copy like this over too. And do 2 like little windows right there. Okay. I feel like we need to go inside and actually work on the interior. So let me go ahead and go over to lights. Let's just put some big saucer lights down for right now. And of course we can change them as we get a little bit more into like the style and stuff of the house. But I'm gonna go ahead and just get rid of this wall so I can kind of see the floor plan. we could probably put this back, use that as a bedroom, bring this in some. So it's like a bathroom right there. That gave us some money back. And then we can go ahead and find just like a nice little brown door. And I want to say that there was some cheap ones that I recently like rediscovered, 50, 60. So let's maybe use the ones from Strangerville because they're only 50. These are 52 though. That is really nice. What if we use that instead? Okay, let me go ahead and get the stuff down for the bathroom and maybe like the flooring as well, just so we know we have at least the basics. So for the flooring, I think, yeah, all of this is pretty much $4. So let's go ahead and maybe use some of this really pretty like warm brown. And then for tiles, 4, 4, 40. Okay, these are all like pretty much 4 as well. I kind of want to use these retro ones. So let's do maybe in that peach color. And we can go over to tile and maybe like use some of this from the new pack, and we can do it in a pink color. And then I think I'm just gonna place some wallpaper down. It's gonna be the boring one, but I'm just gonna place it down so we know we at least have wallpaper pretty much everywhere. Okay, let's go ahead and go not down to the basement, to right here, and let's start looking for a bathroom. So we can function with like just one of these showers. These are 300, 300, 375. How much are the tubs? 350, 450. Okay. How are the toilets looking? We're gonna use a cheap one. Let me just check though, because I feel like the stuff from the sleek bathroom is only 120. Okay, so we're gonna have to use that. So we'll use that one, and then maybe we'll get a nice little cabinet. Could we like afford to get like a slightly better sink? Should we like splurge just a little bit? Like get her a nice decent sink, and then we can do, these are all 300. Let's do the nice new one, and then we can go ahead and look for like some little clutter bits. So I do always have to add this stuff just because my sim at least deserves some like of the finer things, and this is only 100. Our little cabinet of dreams, and we can do it in a pink color. I did want to do like some little soaps. This is 100. How much are the ones from Sleek Bathroom Kit? Oh, 15, 40, 30. Oh, let's maybe use this instead. We can get rid of that. 230. Yeah, that one's cheaper. Toilet paper. I do want to get these. 175. I think we can do without that for right now, but perhaps we can get a nice little olive branch, and then something like this. Okay, and I think we might have to call it for the bathroom. I do want to give her some blinds. I think she deserves it. And my favorite ones are only 35. So that kind of works. Okay, so let's step away from that because we also need to get a bed. But we need to get a kitchen too. We might have to make the house just a teeny bit smaller. Which is fine by me. At least we'll stay in the budget and it'll be a decent looking house. So let's go ahead and take away this wall so we can get some money back. But then we're gonna lose it again because we need to paint this, and then we need to paint this stuff down here too, which is fine. Okay, I think I might make the house just a teeny bit smaller. So let's bring this up, and then we can get rid of this. Yeah, that gives us a little bit of money back. And then I can just go in and kind of adjust this stuff to be right there, then back here, and then extra little light. And that allows for us to, even though we got like a little bit of money back, but at least we can have perhaps like a decent bedroom or a studio type of situation. So what if we actually put our bedroom like over here, because then we can move like these windows over, do something like that, and then get a little saucer light. So let's go ahead and look for beds. I know we're gonna do the kitchen, but now I'm like, let me focus on the bed because I want to have a decent one. 300, 290, 400, okay, 445. I think they just get a little bit more expensive as you go down. Yeah. Let's do this one from Horse Ranch because Horse Ranch never fails us. And look how pretty that would be to actually have your bed right above that. So let's do like a pretty light color. And we might go ahead and just use, wait, hold on. What if I actually move the bed over here? And then we have a little side table right there, because then we can put our little tray of dreams. Where are you? Where are you? I know it's gonna be expensive, but does it look like I care? It's only 100. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay, let's get a little dresser. 300, 170, 439 for the IKEA one. Right there. Yeah, there's some like decent looking brown swatches that could work. I don't know if we can afford clutter. We can like always come back and like add some cute stuff. I think it might be best for me to though go to Horse Ranch because that's the cheapest. Look how pretty that is. Let's do this one instead. I like that. I was thinking though, if we put this right here, scoot you over a little bit back. Okay, if we put that right there, then we can perhaps give her like a little cheap TV. Not the cutest, but at least she has somewhere to like sit and hang out. And then we can put maybe like a little mirror over here. Do like one right here. And perhaps on this side, we can just do some plants. And there's like a triage that I was thinking of from Growing Together. It's 90, yeah. I'm like, and then maybe we can put something else. Let me take away that light. Let's see. 140, 140, 120, of course. This is my favorite little light. We'll stick that right there. I don't know what we can put on the side of the bed, but at least that is functional for right now because we need to focus on the kitchen because I'm a little scared that we won't have enough. So we have 120 for these, but we did get some new swatches with these base game ones, but they are a little bit more expensive. How much are these? $225, yeah. Let's do these from Horse Ranch so we can do maybe like this little setup. It's not really the vibes of the house though. She's got like a little country western theme going on, so it could be. We can do something like this. We'll have to get her like a cheap fridge. Do we have to though? Like, could we sacrifice like luxury? Can we not sacrifice luxury? That's what I'm trying to say. Could we instead get stuff we like actually like? Look how much cuter that is. Yeah, I like that. Honestly, I don't think we really need those those windows were kind of nice. What if we put one right there? Okay, we do need a trash can outside. Oh, we don't have any landscaping. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to be cautious with my money. $50, $55. Let's do this little waste bin. It's functional. We'll get her a little alarm too. Maybe no central AC right now. But we could do an island instead of like a table. So let's do that. We can do like, bam, maybe scooch it in just a little bit. And then we can center that. 50, 30, 30, 85. Let's do these in a yellow. And then perhaps we can afford to get like, maybe just a fruit bowl in the middle. There's one from Love Struck. Let me see. That's 35 though. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, maybe we put the little waste bin right there. And perhaps we could add like a nice little plant over there. And this is only 50. One of my faves. So let's do that in like a little bit of a brighter color. And I think we can low-key maybe afford some upper cabinets. Little vent hood. Might bring these down just a little bit. And then for wall hangings, we can put some of these little pots. Don't really have anywhere to put them, okay. Maybe put like a little dustpan. Because that's only $65. I want to put some pots and stuff. I'm getting so sidetracked. Oh, I love this too. Where are the pots? There they go. $370. No, we can't. We can't justify that. I'm wondering, could we perhaps take this whole thing and move it in a couple of tiles? Couldn't that work? I don't know if that like changed my money or anything. I don't think it did anything. But at least it's like a little bit more cozy. And just scooch this over. Not bad. And then over here we can add like somewhere to like sit and study. These are $250, $300, $300, $225. She does have a country theme going on, so let's just go ahead and keep that. This is $60. Oh, but I'm not loving those colors. Okay, let's do this one from Dream Home. Maybe we use one of these little desk chairs. How much is this one? $150, $75. Okay, gotta use $75. We can do like a green and get some little books. And then perhaps we take this collage. We can stick it over there because that's got a lot of different like little decor pieces and stuff. And then, let me see. Oh, these are the Pride colors, but maybe we do that because it matches a little bit better. And then we could add a little computer. As you can see, I'm not too worried about my landscaping, and I should be, but I'm not. I'm like, it is what it is. Let's do these double ones. Okay, they're not placing like I want them to though. Can I alt? There we go. I think we need like a little rug though. 15. Yeah. We'll just stick that one right there. Got a functional bathroom. We can probably get rid of this extra saucer light. We can get rid of this one too. This is kind of clipping. The room is kind of dark, but I think we need to focus on the landscaping just a little bit. So let's go ahead and go outside. Oh, the roof is a little wonky. Okay, let's figure out some type of landscaping. Now, I usually do it in a montage, but since this is like a smaller home and it's a challenge, let's just do it together. These are 10. These are 1. And it's just a dried pine tree. So, like, could we perhaps try to make these work? Then we put like another one right there. How many shrubs that are kind of cheap? These are 20. I do really want to use these though. These are only 45. We like use it to block off instead of using a fence. Because this is going to be way cheaper than a fence. Just around on that side. I don't think we need it on the other side. And then let's move this over. Just a little cinch. That looks crazy right there, but that's not really our problem. Let's go ahead and look for maybe some of these. So she can get our money up with actually having like some little planters. Because that's cute. We'll just have 2 though for right now. I'll place them like this. Maybe we can put like, no. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just do those 2 for right now. And then we can stick her little trash can. She's gonna have to like walk all the way around though. I don't think I really thought this all the way through. Let's go ahead and let's just move the house. Because then we could put our little trash can right there. Good thing mailboxes are free. Let's just use like one of these. And then let me go ahead and look for like a decent looking pathway. We're gonna use one of these, I think. I might just add some dirt around. I know it's super dark over here because it's so rainy. But I think that also fits like with the rest of the stuff going on like around like their neighbors and stuff, like the house. So we can get rid of that. And then we can do some landscaping because we got some money. And I do really want to use like my favorite little landscaping. So we're going to do these low line. They're 30 bucks. But I think having something over here is going to be better than nothing. It's going to make the house look 10 times better. So we'll do that. These are 20. Okay, 20. These are 25. Ooh, let's do these. We can do one right there and one right here. We need like flowers. These are 20. We can do yellow. We could size one up and maybe put like another one back there. I'm gonna go back over to the shrubs because I think I want to add, that's not too bad. Let me go in the aerial view. Yeah, 30, I like these. So I'm just gonna kind of eat the cost. Yeah, that made it look so much better. Okay, so we got about 5,000. I know I said that I wasn't gonna use a fence. Now I'm like, should we get a fence? Because these are only 15, 18. Like, could we perhaps use this, you know, because we do have a little bit of Dream Home Decorator inside as well. So what if we like, how much is that, 45? So we can have some stuff in the backyard because I think that'll be nice. Let's go ahead and get some of those like gardening plots so we can do maybe like a little garden back here. And then I'm going to take some terrain paint as well. And I'm going to kind of carve out some stuff. I'm going to bring my brush, circle, a little bit big. Oop, not that big. Like this big and then soft. And I'm gonna go in with this and try to like buff out the sides a little bit. I'm gonna add some little, just kind of layering it all. But yeah, I think I like that. Can I add, I can't. I was gonna see if I can add like a door. Oh, we might. But she can just walk outside. Yeah, she can just walk outside. Maybe we get like a little table of some sort out here. These are 300. These are 150. Let's do that from Love Struck. Doing that really pretty green color. And then perhaps we can have like a little grill. That's not too bad. And then we might benefit from having some type of outdoor light. So let's just do this little citrulline candle. Just a little light. And I might actually bring this tree over some. Size it back down. Nah, kind of like the big. I might move this in though. Put our little barbecue right there. So she has like a little place out here to entertain. I think that'll be nice. And I think I can also maybe add my favorite bushes. Because then I can just bring this in. And then I can get rid of this. So let's use it. And for trees, maybe we do some different trees. Let's not be cheap. Let's use some different trees. Those are only $1 though. So it's like nice to be a little cheap. But I think these trees are going to look way nicer. It's clipping a little bit in the house. And then maybe we can have like a bigger one. Cute. See, that looks 10 times better. And then we still have $4,000. So we still got money to like kind of decorate the inside. We do need to do the wallpaper. So let's go ahead and go into her bedroom. I do think I want to do something a little bit funky. And then we are using quite a bit of horse ranch. So I'm wondering if we should just like do like a really pretty pattern. This is like something that I've been really obsessed with lately. Or should we go like a little bit more kitschy and do something like that? Because that is also really cute. And then out here perhaps maybe we can do like some of this. I kind of like this a little bit more. Let's use that. We can use that on like a little few bits, and then we can copy this and maybe put this just in the back. Is there like a lighter color? There might be, yeah. See, that's cute. Okay, now since we don't have, oops, a lot of this stuff is clipping in. Since we don't have like anywhere to like really entertain like guests and stuff other than outside, and you can of course like use the flower patches to skill up, or you can write books. You got a few little different ways to make money. I think I want to do like a little couch, just like the teeniest bitty one, because I think that would be nice just for like having guests over. We can move this over, maybe like a little cream couch, and then we can do a nice little rug underneath. And I was thinking of that little boho looking one, yeah, that came from a laundry day. That's really pretty. And then perhaps instead we can just add like another little saucer light, maybe one right here, just to give us a little bit more light because it was kind of dark. Okay, so over in this section we can add something else, and I'm thinking another plant, of course. I really love these. So what if we use this one? I don't really like the yellow swatch. Maybe we do this swatch instead. And then what if we give our sim like a little cat? Because that'll be nice. 3,000, that's okay. We can get like a little cat food bowl right there. They got a little scratching post. Maybe we can put a little business right here. Oh, that's kind of like in the kitchen. What if we put it like in here? Because I think I could put it right here. Move our shower over some and move this. I have to move the little thing right there, but that's nice. I like that. Okay, and then could we put something else like over here? Like a plant would be nice, but I'm thinking you're probably gonna wanna like scale up a ton. So we could also make quick money by getting an easel. So let's do that in brown. And then I'm gonna look for a coat rack. Ooh, wait, hold on. Coat rack might be nicer. You can scale up different ways. Let's do a little coat rack. Maybe a little accent table. These are 55. Perhaps we can add another little plant. We'll do a little propagating one. And then we can go over to kids and get some little clutter bits. So maybe we have some like cards. They're all like holiday cards. Maybe those, because it's like graduation season. And then some little boxes for clutter. I am going to go ahead and copy these so we can have some. Ooh, wait, hold on. Maybe we can actually put it on this wall. Yeah, that kind of works. We'll do that instead. And then we can add like a thermostat and a burglar alarm, so you have all the basics. And we still got a lot of money left. So let's go ahead and add like a little thermostat and a burglar alarm. And then let's go back, and I do want to give our sim perhaps a little entryway. Oh, this turned out really cute. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we might want to add over here. Maybe like a little dog, not a dog, a little cat bed for our fur baby. We'll do it in that yellow color. And this rug is kind of clipping in here, so I think I might remove that, and I honestly might get us a better looking one since we have about 3,000 simoleons. I kind of like this one from high school years. It fits her vibe a little bit better too, and I think there's a really pretty yellow swatch, so let's do that. And then perhaps might get us a better trash can. Just kind of like going around and slowly improving the whole house. We can add one of those too. Yeah, I like this a lot. Now I am gonna go back over to paintings, just because we don't have many paintings, probably because we have elaborate wallpaper, but I want to add some maybe vertical paintings to go like on these two sides. Maybe we do that instead. Have a little plant of some sort. I think I'm gonna go in and kind of update our bar stools. We'll do these instead from growing together. And I think I'm gonna leave the kitchen kind of like that. I think we have everything pretty much updated as intended, because we don't need to bathe the cat. We got somewhere to sleep, lots and lots of plants, somewhere to watch TV. You can entertain right there as well. It might be nice to have some music somewhere. So instead of having these cards, I think I'm gonna prioritize having music, because that is really nice to have in your house. So let's just use this little one from Horse Ranch. I'm gonna look for little shoes. Let's stick a few right there, because that'll be nice. And then I might get rid of this coat rack. And then I'm gonna search by coat again. Oops. If I spell it right, do one of these instead. Then maybe over in this area, we can get our little easel back. Have it. That is the inside, you guys. I think we can do a little bit more improvement on the exterior. So we have a few coins in the bank. I'm wondering if we should update our fence to something that's a little bit cuter. What happens if we use like one of these? And is there a gate to go with that one? No, those are kind of small and teeny tiny. Yeah, these are also tiny. I'm gonna get rid of this, because I would much rather prefer, okay, big old tree, you gotta move out my way for a second. Like right there, scooch it back some. Yeah, and then that gives them enough room to like squeeze over in that area. I might give us some more flower boxes though on this side because it's looking a little sad over here. So let's go ahead and add like one right there, then one right there. And then perhaps we can also add maybe like some trellises or just something that makes this side look a little bit cuter. Like, could that work? Kind of big, but as I was putting it down, I was like, yeah, I don't think I like that. But we could copy, because I do like that. And instead of the bushes, we can get rid of those. Kind of want this to be scooched over a little bit, so let's do something. What else could we add? Because we got about 2,000 simoleons. I want to at least leave her like 1,000 simoleons to like start off with. Maybe we can get a better looking garden out here, because she is romantic. Maybe we prioritize like having some more stuff out here. Like we can get some of these vertical planters. Get like 3 of those. And I was thinking of adding those in the center. Oops, I spent all her money. Y'all know how I said I was gonna leave her some? How much were those? $360. No, ma'am. I am so sorry. I'm just trying to like look around and see like what else we could perhaps add out here that's not gonna take like all of our money. Are there any of these like little things? Like that didn't really fit the overall vibe and aesthetic that we kind of have been going for, which is nice. So you're like protected. Then maybe like maybe we can add a little bit more of like plants over here. Just like clipping all the way in, but I think it'll be nice. So with our last kind of 800 simoleons, I think I might give us a little bit more like landscaping. I think I'm gonna add one right there, and then we can make this one. Oop, that's too big. Let's just do like maybe one in the center. I'm gonna scooch in a little bit so I can see. These are really pretty. We'll add 2 right there. Then we'll go over to flowers. Let's go back over to yellow. Let's make that kind of big and then situate that back there. And then let's add some pretty little wildflowers right there, because that is nice. And then maybe over here as well, we can do something a little bit similar, just to give her some more like pretty area. Do a little bit more of that like landscaping that I enjoy. Maybe we can add some little wild lavender pieces and some of these little wild plants as well. Then we could go back over to like the shrubs, so we can add one right there. There you have it. That is her cute little house, you guys, and we still have quite a bit of money to like start off with. So this is like the indoors. We have a fully functional, really cute bedroom. We have an entryway table, some music, take off your shoes and your coat. We can make some money with that skill building from the painting skill and also writing. We have a nice little bathroom for us and our cat where their litter box is. And then in our kitchen is also pretty functional too. We got enough space to like entertain and cook as well. But I think this turned out really, really cute for a starter home, and your sim still has a little bit of money for us to have when you start playing in it. And here it is as well in the daylight. It's clipping a little bit, but I think it looks even more prettier in the daytime. I did go over to Manage Worlds, and then since I actually did place a sim over in this little world and in this house, I was able to go into this mode, and we were able to see some of the landscaping as well. But I think the house turned out really, really cute. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, friends. If you did, make sure it's fun things like give it a big ol' like and subscribe down below if you haven't already, as well as press that bell notification so you're notified each and every time that I post. And until next time, friends, I hope you are doing swell, and I will see you very soon. Bye!